Have you ever felt forgotten in the midst of a storm? Imagine being Noah, adrift on a vast, tumultuous sea, the world as he knew it engulfed in water. Yet, in this seemingly endless expanse of chaos, God remembered Noah. Yes, in the heart of the storm, God remembered not just Noah but every living creature aboard the ark. Picture the ark, a lone beacon bobbing gently on the floodwaters, a sanctuary of life amidst a world washed anew. Now imagine the sense of relief as God, in his divine wisdom, sends a wind across the earth. The once raging floodwaters begin to recede, surrendering to the mighty wind's push and pull. God's memory of Noah and all aboard the ark brings forth a new dawn. The ark, a vessel of salvation, finds its resting place on the mountains of Ararat. The once submerged peaks now emerge, piercing the surface of the receding waters, offering a solid foundation for the ark. The sight of the mountains, a symbol of stability and permanence, must have filled their hearts with hope. The divine intervention doesn't end there. The springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens, the sources of the great deluge, are closed. The relentless downpour that had been their constant companion ceases. The deafening sound of the raindrops hitting the ark's wooden exterior is replaced by a newfound silence, broken only by the soft coos and growls of the animals within. God's remembrance of Noah and all life in the ark marks a turning point in the story of the flood. It is a testament to God's enduring love and care for his creation. Even in the midst of the storm, when all seems lost, God remembers. He remembers us, his creatures, his world. In the midst of the storm, God remembered. Imagine the anxious anticipation in Noah's heart as he sends out the raven and the dove. As the ceaseless rain finally stopped, Noah's hope for dry land grew. The ark, a sanctuary amidst the deluge, housed the remnants of life. Yet the longing for the earth, for the feel of solid ground, was strong. To quell his curiosity, Noah turned to the creatures he had sheltered. First he released a raven, a bird known for its resourcefulness and endurance. It took flight, its dark wings slicing through the misty air. But the raven found no rest, no perch amidst the vast expanse of water. It returned, confirming Noah's fears. The earth was still submerged, but hope is a flame that flickers, never extinguishing. 7 days later, Noah chose a different emissary, a dove, a symbol of peace and renewal. Its mission was the same, to seek out dry land. Again the bird returned, its soft coo a mirror of Noah's disappointment. The world, it seemed, was still a watery wilderness. Yet Noah, a man of faith, did not despair. He waited, patient and hopeful. 7 more days passed, and the dove was sent out again. This time it returned bearing a gift, an olive leaf, green and vibrant. The sight of this humble leaf, a symbol of life, must have ignited a spark of joy in Noah's heart. It was a sign, a promise that the waters were receding, that life was beginning to reclaim the earth. In the waiting, signs of renewal began to appear. The dove's olive leaf was a beacon of hope, a testament to the resilience of life. It spoke of the earth's inherent ability to heal, to regenerate, to renew. And it echoed the promise that God had made, that after the storm there would be a new beginning. A fresh start, a renewed earth, and as Noah held that olive leaf, he knew dry land was near. The day came when the earth was finally dry. Imagine Noah after enduring the vastness of the flood, the confinement in the ark, the uncertainty of the days. His heart fluttered with anticipation as he gradually removed the covering from the ark. His eyes slowly adjust to the light, and what they see is a sight to behold, dry ground. It had been a journey of faith, a test of patience, and here was the manifestation of God's promise. The earth, once covered in the chaotic floodwaters, was now a blank canvas, ready for the renewal of life. The barren ground held a promise, not just a promise of survival, but also a promise of a new beginning. This was not just any dry land, it was the symbol of God's faithfulness. The sight of the dry ground was a testament that despite the trials, the tribulations, and the waiting, God's promises do come to pass. The ground, once submerged and hidden, now stood as a monument to God's unwavering fidelity. How poetic it is that the dry ground, seemingly lifeless and barren, was the very symbol of hope and new beginnings. It was a reminder that after the storm there is calm, after the flood there is dry ground, after the night there is day. The sight of the dry ground was not just a relief for Noah and his family, it was a beacon of hope, a sign of God's covenant being fulfilled. This was the divine assurance that what God says, he does. What he promises, he fulfills. In that moment, as Noah's eyes took in the sight of the dry ground, he could see more than just the earth. He saw God's faithfulness, his unwavering love, his divine plan. He saw a future filled with hope and a world ready for renewal. This was more than just the sight of dry ground. It was the tangible proof that God's promise had been fulfilled. It was a testament to the power of faith and the importance of patience. It was a reminder that even in the midst of the storm, God is always there, guiding us towards the promise of a brighter tomorrow. With patience, the promise was fulfilled. God's voice broke the silence, giving Noah a new command. In the stillness that followed the receding of the waters, the Creator spoke. His voice, resonating with divine authority, echoed in the heart of Noah. "Come out of the ark, you and your family," he commanded, his words a beckoning call to Noah, his wife, his sons and their wives. Yet his command extended beyond Noah and his family. It reached every living creature that had taken refuge in the ark during the deluge. From the smallest insect to the largest beast, all were summoned to leave the confines of the ark. His command was a heralding call to life in its myriad forms, an invitation to fill the earth once more. God's command was not merely one of repopulation, it was a divine mandate, a covenant sealed with his spoken word. He commanded Noah, his descendants, and every living creature to be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. This was God's pledge, his covenant with every living creature of all flesh that was on the earth. In this moment, a new era was inaugurated. A world cleansed by the floodwaters was ready to be inhabited again. The promise of life, the command to multiply, and the covenant of God marked a fresh start for creation. God's command was not just a directive but a promise of life, of continuity, of divine providence. It was a covenant that despite the human heart's inclination towards evil, he would not again destroy all living creatures. The earth, once flooded, was now a testament to God's mercy and his commitment to his creation. The command and covenant were not merely instructions. They were a divine decree, a promise of life and continuity. This was God's pledge to Noah, his family, and every living creature. It was a declaration of his enduring love and mercy towards his creation. With obedience, a new beginning was birthed. Noah, his family, and all the creatures stepped onto the dry ground, ready to fulfill God's command. The covenant was sealed, the promise upheld. A new chapter in the grand narrative of creation had begun. In gratitude, Noah made an offering to the Lord. With a heart full of thankfulness, Noah set his mind to build an altar, a place of worship, a place to show his appreciation, a place of connection, where heaven and earth would meet. In his hands, he held the stones, each one a testament to his faith. With each stone he placed, his gratitude was etched into the very fabric of the altar. This was not just a physical structure, but a spiritual beacon that radiated his commitment and dedication to the Lord. Then came the time for the offering. Noah chose from the clean animals and birds that had accompanied him on the ark. These creatures who had shared in his journey were now part of his offering, an offering that was not about the giving up of something, but rather the giving of thanks. As the flames consumed the offering, a pleasing aroma filled the air. It was more than just the scent of the sacrifice. It was the fragrance of gratitude, the sweet smell of faith, the perfume of a heart that had witnessed God's mercy and was now expressing its appreciation. And God, in his infinite wisdom and love, was pleased. Not because he needed the offering, but because it was a symbol of Noah's gratitude. It was a testament to Noah's faith and his understanding of God's mercy. In his heart, God made a solemn declaration, a promise born out of love and compassion, a commitment fueled by the pleasing aroma of Noah's offering. It was a declaration that echoed through the heavens, a promise that radiated divine love and mercy. Noah's offering was more than a mere ritual. It was a statement of faith, a declaration of gratitude, a testament of love. And in response to this grateful offering, God's heart was moved to make a declaration, moved to make a covenant, moved to promise a future filled with his enduring love and mercy. With gratitude, blessings were received. God made a promise, a covenant that echoes through the ages. This divine assurance was delivered to Noah, but it was not for him alone. It was a promise to every living creature, a commitment that spanned the breadth of creation. In the aftermath of the deluge, a momentous declaration was made, an assurance that despite the human heart's inclination to evil, God would not destroy all living creatures again. A commitment that no matter the follies and failings of mankind, the earth would not be cursed again. God's promise was as steadfast as the enduring cycles of the earth. As the sun rises and sets, as the seasons change, from seed time to harvest, from the chill of winter to the warmth of summer, day and night, the cycles of life would continue unabated. This promise was a testament to God's mercy, a reminder of his enduring love for all his creations. It was a pledge that despite the imperfections of mankind, God's compassion and patience would remain. And so, in the midst of the vast expanse of dry land, a promise was upheld, a covenant was affirmed, a divine assurance was echoed, resonating in the hearts of Noah, his family, and all living creatures. This promise was more than a mere assurance. It was a testament to God's unwavering commitment to his creations. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of renewal, a confirmation of the enduring cycles of life. And so, as Noah and his family stepped onto the renewed earth, they carried with them the knowledge of God's promise. A promise that despite the trials and tribulations of life, despite the ebbs and flows of human nature, God's love and mercy would endure. In the hush of the new dawn, a promise was upheld, a covenant was renewed, and with the echo of God's words, a new chapter in the story of creation began, a chapter marked by a divine promise, a renewed earth and an enduring covenant. With God's promise, a renewed earth was born. As Noah and his family stepped onto the renewed earth, a new chapter began. An era of promise, a testament to God's enduring love and mercy. It was more than just a physical renewal, it was a spiritual rejuvenation. From the ashes of the old world, a new one was born, a world marked by the divine covenant of God. This covenant, a sacred bond, was not just with Noah, his family, or humanity alone. It was extended to every living creature that walked, crawled, or flew across this renewed earth. God, in his infinite wisdom and boundless love, formed an unbreakable pact with all of life, a promise of protection and preservation, a commitment to never again unleash such destruction. The renewed earth was the canvas where God painted his covenant, each stroke a testament of his mercy. As Noah, his family, and the animals stepped onto the dry ground, they stepped into a promise that as long as the earth endured, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night would never cease. Promises that were not mere words but divine assurances etched into the very fabric of existence. This covenant, this promise, was more than a guarantee of the earth's rhythms. It was a reflection of God's character, a glimpse into his heart, a heart that, despite humanity's inclination towards evil, chose to show mercy. A heart that, instead of abandoning his creation, chose to remember, renew, and uphold his promises. The story of Noah, the Ark, and the flood is not just a tale of survival. It is a testament to God's love for his creation, a love so profound that it chose to renew rather than destroy. From the depths of the floodwaters, God brought forth a renewed earth, a symbol of his commitment to life. As the sun rose over the mountains of Ararat, casting long shadows over the dry ground, the promise of God's enduring love echoed across the landscape. It whispered in the rustling of the olive leaves, it murmured in the flowing of the rivers, it sang in the calls of the birds taking flight into the crisp morning air. It was a promise that reverberated through time, a promise that holds true to this day. In a world often marked by chaos and uncertainty, the story of Genesis 8 serves as a beacon of hope. It reminds us that in the midst of the storm, God remembers. He remembers his covenant with us, with every living creature. He renews the earth and upholds his promises, painting a picture of divine love and mercy for all to see. In the end, the story of Genesis 8 teaches us that even in the midst of the storm, God remembers, renews, and upholds his promises.